AskReddit by Quintown. What is a beauty standard you can't believe people actually like? Clearly photoshopped pictures and weird posing angles. Overly perfect veneers. One of my Facebook friends already has good teeth but then went and got veneers. Now her teeth are just too big and too bright. Every nose looking exactly the same. Thank you from all the non-standard nose people. What people do to their lips is wild to me. I came here to say the overinflated lips with the ostrich lashes combo. It's so much. Buccal fat removal. 100% this. The buccal fat is there for a reason. Those poor women look heroin chic for now, but they are gonna look like saggy corpses in a few more years. Deleted. I don't think the orangey tan itself is the beauty standard. I think it's people's attempt at a beauty standard gone wrong. Ski slope button nose. They are cute but not everyone's face is meant to have that type of nose and it doesn't look good on everyone, and it sucks seeing so many young girls on TikTok get nose jobs and all have the exact same nose. As something with a big nose that I've always felt self-conscious about, I have definitely considered getting a nose job to make it smaller in the past. However, for several reasons I've decided against it. This comment has given me yet another reason to add to the list. The thought of all these people getting nose jobs to get the exact same nose makes me genuinely sad. Erasing the things that make us unique so we all fit the exact same mold is just depressing to me. Any plastic surgery that makes random women look like they're all related. At one point we'll all start to think thin lips and big noses are hot solely because they'll stand out in a sea of copy-paste people. There's hope for me yet. Stupid eyebrows that look like perfectly angled stencils is a shade way too dark for their complexion. Like blonde girls with two black geometric boomerangs on her forehead. Each year I wait for this trend to die, but it seems to be immortal. But implants just looks nasty as hell. I just saw one in the wild without all the filters that normally accompany it. It was so weird. Like a flesh diaper that should have been changed hours ago. I don't know how to phrase this except, all of it at once. There comes a point where if any one person tries to conform excessively to trend and standard, that they become more of a caricature of beauty or femininity than actually perceived as beautiful. Any given Real Housewives episode. Giant eyelashes that will make you take flight if you flutter them fast enough. I was in line at the pharmacy years ago, totally mesmerized by one pharmacist with eyelashes so long they cast shadows on her cheeks. Super groomed men that look like their beards and eyebrows are tattooed on their faces, and those cat eye trends. It gives me uncanny valley feelings. Edit. I was going for fox eye, not cat eye. Sorry. Thank you for putting into words what I could never put my finger on. It's that weird barbershop ad look. Too weirdly perfect looking to be attractive. The overly sculpted beard trend. You know when the beard is trimmed and looks like it was outlined in concealer? Neatening up is nice, but a certain pale line as a border around your stubble looks like it was airbrushed on and not touched up. Those beards give me the heebie-jeebies. I have absolutely no problem with beard maintenance. In fact, I encourage men to take better care of their beards. But when it's too perfect, reminds me of the shaving fun Ken doll. Extremely big lips from injections. Natural big lips are pretty, even a little filler is good. But it should fit your face. I think having your skin stretched out like that is just a no. I don't really notice people's natural lips, no matter the size. But artificially big ones, I notice. And not in a good way. The giant fake butts. Looks deformed lol. I don't really care what modifications other people want to make to their own body, but these ladies honestly look like they have a full diaper on. It's the way the hips flare out unnaturally from the waist like a shelf, and then terminate abruptly in little stick legs. A real fat ass typically accompanies fat thighs, so it looks somewhat balanced. It's also crazy that these women have essentially limited themselves to wearing bathing suits, underwear, spandex, athleisure outfits. It's hard to find real clothes that fit, or can even be tailored to size 0 shoulders, 45 inches bust, 25 inches waist, and 55 inches hips. What if they have a wedding or a funeral to go to? A nice restaurant? The symphony? Okay, they probably aren't going to the symphony, but my point stands. The fact that a huge portion of the world's population has successfully brainwashed itself into thinking that the Kardashians Jenners are the epitome of beauty to the point that many are willing to imitate whatever moronic thing they do to their bodies is just wild to me. I agree. I don't think they are attractive at all, I never have. It's not just their looks either, but they have very unattractive personalities and most of them sound like a stereotypical high school mean girl from the 1980s. I genuinely can't understand how people think any of them are attractive. The photos of them all before plastic surgery injections were much more attractive, emo. I'm from Stockholm. A lot of girls, particularly from rich areas, like to use so much fake tan that they are orange, and bleach their hair from what was usually dark blonde to platinum blonde. Then they style it to make it voluminous, which is easy to do because their hair is dead from all the dyeing, and apply lots of makeup, which typically includes black mascara or fake lashes. So, a lot of girls here bear a striking resemblance to Miss Piggy. There's nothing wrong with looking like this, I just don't understand it. LMAO, this was hilarious. Interesting though, I didn't expect the fake tan thing to be a trend in Sweden. Always seemed like a UK chick thing. The whole BBL Kim Kardashian butt thing. I remember seeing her in Calabasas in the late 2000s. She looked like a toddler with a full diaper, her thighs and legs did not match the butt she was dragging around. Even now there are people getting the BBLs and they still have these little chicken legs. It's bizarre. Unnatural looking cosmetic work, the Instagram model look. It's weird looking, and I can't imagine that one would age gracefully with implants that need to be replaced every decade or so. Filler that migrates on the face, that sort of thing. Basically any permanent change that follows a trend in what bodies or faces are promoted as attractive at the present. Not to mention that so many people go to the same 5 surgeons, so they get the same 5 faces. It's a little uncanny valley for me. When your lips look like you took a drink out of a can that had a yellow jacket resting on it. The entire face filled drastically to eliminate all wrinkles, making a person's face look like it belongs to a body that weighs 50 pounds more. I think it's sad that something as natural as wrinkles is seen as a bad feature. I've seen videos where women will try their hardest to not have wrinkles by not smiling or expressing emotions. Comically large fake eyelashes. They look ridiculous and I imagine they're uncomfortable. I genuinely don't understand how people can see with them on or why anyone would think they're an enhancement. To be clear, I'm not talking about normal fake eyelashes. Those can be lovely. I know someone who is blonde and wears enormous black fake eyelashes even to the beach. She isn't an overly made up person otherwise, so this is quite odd looking. Those grossly buff guys on all dating shows. They all look like Gaston from Beauty and the Beast and I hate it so much I don't even watch those shows, but the lack of variety is appalling. But no one necks as incredibly thick as Gaston. Grinding canine teeth flat. A dentist once took me aside and told me that he could grind mine down flat, make it a really good smile. I said no, thanks, but was thinking why in the fuck would I do that? My orthodontist ground mine down without even asking. Laminated, combed up, thick ass eyebrows. Why? Yes. This is the one I was going to say. It is such a strange beauty trend to me that I've noticed in the past couple years. Granted, I do come from a time where eyebrows were plucked into a high arch. I think people should just leave their eyebrows be for the most part. I can understand plucking, waxing, or trimming very bushy eyebrows or a unibrow, but combing the hair straight up and plastering them to your forehead just doesn't look good. IDK if I'd call this a standard, but the hairstyle of shaved all around with like 6 inches in a small patch on top has never looked good to me on men or women. It's not a hairstyle I really understand. Ah yes, the toothbrush. All of them. You're not the boss of me, I do what I want. I don't know you, but I really like your style. Men that have so much muscle. Obviously it's very attractive to be in shape, but I'm just not attracted to men that have arms the size of 2 watermelons with the fattest veins ever popping out of their arm. And I also feel like men with a lot of muscle tend to look shorter. I think men that still have like some abs and some muscle but aren't looking like the Incredible Hulk are the most attractive. My wife works at a tanning salon. She has a few customers that literally get a tan every day. One of them has already gone through cancer treatment. That didn't stop her from continuing. I'm convinced a few of them are dealing with mental health issues. A lot of these can also be applied to men, but they are mainly targeted towards women, so I'm gonna mention something that mainly applies to men. Extremely buff men are so gross, like so buff that they're to the point where they can barely move without pulling their muscles, of course. More athletic leaner men are attractive. There's a point where it stops being attractive and starts being unappealing. Edited because I used the wrong there. That stupid look. A lot of women blow tons of money on plastic surgery to get where their noses essentially become these tiny, thin, pointy things, while their cheeks look like someone inserted a pair of tennis balls into their faces, topped off with comically large lips that look like those fake lips you used to buy at the arcade for like 20 tickets. I remember seeing in a magazine all of the most popular features on celebrities generated into one person. Ugliest motherfucker I've ever seen. Long nails. OMG, this. Went to the USPS FedEx. She had on 4-inch nails. I had a package in need of tape. I've never seen a more impressive choreographed dance. She wrapped 6-10-inch PX of tape where it was needed. Nothing was misplaced or became stuck. She had it wrapped quickly and with ease. I stood there with my mouth open for a sec. That was amazing. But for hygienic food safety, I agree, long nails are trouble, unless you carry a fingernail brush around with you. Excessively long fingernails. Nails that are claws. The snuffleupagus eyelashes. Filler lips and cheeks. Gosh, I have a beautiful friend who's been in LA too long and it's a damn shame. Giant asses. Fake eyelashes, severely sculpted eyebrows. The buccal fat removal. You look sickly. That's because face is the last place you lose fat. Meaning if you see eye relate, it's usually sickness like cancer or structural changes due to old age. But as you know, in Hollywood, aging is so alien that faking being old is flex on its own. Huge, planet-sized bubble asses. Fucking gross. Generally the look of overdone cosmetic surgery. Lips that look like balloons, chiseled cheekbones, etc. At some point, besides looking very unnatural, people start actually looking the same. It's insane to me that anyone would want that and be happy with it. I'm sure there are lots of examples of cosmetic enhancements done tastefully to the point that I wouldn't even notice. But at some point it crosses a line into becoming cookie cutter face. When guys shave the sides of their heads and leave the top long as a sort of bad boy haircut, it gives me Zorg from the Fifth Element vibes and I just can't. There's a ton of women on Instagram with ludicrous hourglass figures, like obviously photoshopped or extreme cosmetic surgery. It looks ridiculous, but the people in the comments seem to eat it up. Makeup so thick it looks like SFX makeup. The contouring and thick foundation so it looks like you have no flaws. But also how that's completely okay and normalized, but goth makeup is weird. You're all doing the same thing.